Finally, new rule. Hey, Catholics, newsflash. If the Pope can quit, it's okay for you to quit, too. Now, as you all know, this week, Pope Benedict told Vatican Radio, you know Vatican Radio, playing the hits from the 8th century, 9th century, and today. Benedict told them he was going to resign because the church needs a fresh young face, somewhere other than a priest's lap. Now, the Pope's decision leaves so many questions unanswered. Is he resigning to hide something? Who will replace him? Will the church try to modernize? All of which are interesting questions, just not to me. I and millions like me just don't care, which is good news because it means that the institution of the Catholic Church is losing its importance and dying off, just like Moose Lodges and the Masons, Blockbuster and moderate Republicans. And how could it not be? Every poll of American Catholics shows they find most Vatican teachings to be irrelevant. Catholics use birth control, they get divorced, they have premarital sex, they masturbate, sometimes all in one night. The typical Catholic these days doesn't look like this. She looks like this. And maybe Benedict realized that he'd just become a figurehead like Queen Elizabeth in a better dress. And by telling his flock, I'm getting too old for this shit, he's actually ahead of the game. Maybe it's time for American Catholics to ask if they're getting too old for this shit. I mean, if you're Catholic but you don't follow anything the church says, what are you staying for? The stained glass windows? It's okay to let go. No one can fault you for losing faith in an organization that won't even allow women as priests, because the reasoning goes, Jesus didn't have any female apostles. Yeah, you remember the Last Supper, a total sausage party. The fact is that any enterprise that excludes women almost always descends into sexual deviancy, at least at my bathhouse. Whether it's the Boy Scouts, the Penn State locker room, or on Wall Street, sooner or later a bunch of innocent folks get fucked. Show me any culture that's traditionally hostile to women, and I will show you a culture that is screwed up. Like the Taliban. Like our military with its enormous rape problem. And like the Catholic Church. This church needs a woman pope. Hillary Clinton just finished up her stint as Secretary of State. Oh, yeah. Maybe Pope Hillary could clean up the church. If there's anyone who knows how to handle a guy who can't keep his hands to himself, it's her. And if Hillary won't do it, Popra. Jesus turned water into wine. Oprah whines about retaining water. Plus, she's practiced at hearing confessions. And, of course, she's celibate. And if she won't do it, I have one more candidate. No, not a woman, but someone born and raised Catholic. Yes, of course, I'm talking about me. Why me? Well, I have this hat. Plus, everybody's always known I have absolutely no interest in children whatsoever. And of course, I can provide my own white puff of smoke. All right, thank you very much. That's our show. We'll be taking a break next week. We'll be back March 1st. I'll be performing at the